I'm Deepak Chopra. You're watching One World with Deepak Chopra. And my very special guest today is Rachel Roy.
Hi,
thanks for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we miss you here in New York now that you've moved to Los Angeles.
I'm bi-coastal, and I'm just following in your footsteps with the heavy travel and work.
Yeah.
But when you work on what you love, it actually really doesn't feel like work.
So you take the night flight here?
I take the red eye, yep, so I can spend as much time with my children. I have 2 daughters, and I work and usually leave Thursday night or Friday, and it's all doable.
Very interesting. So not many people know that you are kind of connected to India.
Really? Because I feel like I look so Indian.
Well, people not very sure.
Right.
Your father was from
My dad is
from
Indian.
India.
He's from Madras, and so I consider myself an Indian woman. My mother is Dutch, and I think having that balance of 2 nationalities in a house. My dad was an immigrant, so it was a very strong influence from India. Has affected every decision that I do, both personally and professionally. And the way that it shows up professionally, I like to mix things. And when things are oddly beautiful, that's when I find perfection in it.
Oddly beautiful.
Oddly, perfectly imperfect.
You know, we have a universe because of that little bit of imbalance at the moment of the Big Bang. If there wasn't that imbalance, it would all add up to 0.
I didn't know that.
So we're a minor disturbance in 0. That's why we're here.
A minor disturbance in 0. I have to repeat a lot of what he says just to make sure I get it, because it's so brilliant. And I don't have many opportunities to be around, so it's like writing little tools down in here.
Indian father.
Indian father is a very, very, very smart man. He had 3 jobs. He was a sociology professor at a college. He was a carpenter. And he was a nurse in a mental ward. And I learned so much from him about hard work. And my mother worked the same job for 30 years.
She was from the Netherlands.
From the Netherlands.
That's why you're so tall.
That's where I get the height, yes. But taking those two opposite aspects and mirroring them and showing how they can be beautiful, that's what I do with clothing. And I try to do that in a way that is effortless for the woman to end up feeling equal parts smart and beautiful to go on with what's really important in life. I should make that easy for her. And for example, Michelle Obama yesterday wore a dress of mine, and what I love is it's a dress that she wore in 2009. She re-wore it just yesterday. So first of all, we love that. But it's a dress of mixed prints. So it's kind of a tweedy dark print, and then a blue and eggplant mixed print, and that's the idea.
That's the advantage coming from a mixed background.
Coming from a mixed, I mean, it's, you know, when you say it like that, it sounds so literal, but I had to find beauty in opposites. I had to find the beauty in differences, and so that's how I approach life and also my career.
Let's talk a little bit from the beginning. So where did you grow up?
I grew up in Northern California with 2 hippie chic parents, I call them, very forward thinkers. But I had that balance of thinking with the mind of a sociologist that was always kind of prepping me. I had to go sit in the back of his classes and take notes as a child. And then on my mom's side, a very, very strict Seventh-day Adventist religion. So again, balancing concept and balancing ideas. And what I learned is what your opinion is, if you can prove it, means that point of view has value. So it's kind of like going to the MoMA, right? And you see these paintings that sometimes are just splashes or strokes of paint, and you think, well, I can do that. But the difference is it was someone else's original thought made into something tactile. And that's what I try. I try to do that with design, but all of that kind of backstory does come from how we were raised.